High balls down.
Morning, y'all. Right, today's daily vlog stroke review is going to be about TS2 and TS3 fairway woods. If you haven't seen my driver review, maybe hit the there'll be a card. So I put a card in one of these corners. Always get confused which one. So TS2, TS3 fairways, going to test them. Come with me, and Dan's probably going to help as well. Just remember, other fairways are available. You test, buy the best one for you. There must be another way of saying that, but I haven't worked it out yet. So let's see what TS2, TS3 are all about. Before we get to Torquay, today's daily question in the comment section down below. Fill it up. Garcia picked. What are your thoughts? I personally can't wait for the Ryder Cup. Can't wait to get back to Le Golf National. And if you're a captain of anything, there's always going to be some people upset. Come on, Team Europe. Right, let's get to Torquay. Right, made it to Torquay. We're going to collect some numbers with TS3, TS2. And we got Dan as well. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
We're going to do TS2, TS3 fairways. We're going to talk about tech, how it looks and feels, and we're also going to collect the numbers.
Yeah.
This should be fun. So out of the two, Dan, what are your preference on look? You got any preference on the shape of those two? So 2 or 3, what are you? Which way are you going more on looks?
I think for me, the 3 is a little bit more rounded in the back.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a little bit more sort of triangular in the back.
Okay.
I don't think it is, but that's my perception when I look it down on the paintwork.
So which one do you prefer the look
I
of?
prefer the 3. The other thing I would say is that this year's model in comparison to the model before is they're now the same size. So the old number 3, should we say, compared to the number 2, the 2 was always bigger and the smaller one, the lower spinning one, was always slightly smaller in profile. This time now they're the same size.
So we're going to start collecting some data on these two to present to you, see if they're faster or not. Let's have a close-up look at some of the tech in these two. So TS2, TS3 fairways. If we take a look at them to start, you're going to see slightly different heads. This one's a little bit more going into triangular. We're a little bit more rounded in TS3 over TS2. We've gone black, where the 917 was more a grey finish. So in TS2 we get adjustable swing weight, but we get a fixed CG, so you can't move the CG around, where in TS3 we do get the sure fit CG channel, which can allow us to move that weight heel to toe to try and change any kind of biases towards draws or fades, helping a little bit with start direction possibly as well. Both golf clubs now have 3.0 in the arc, so the active recoil channel, so it stayed in the fairways, trying to make those off-center hits as friendly as possible. Slightly taller arc, they're saying, in TS2 and TS3 over prior models. Now both head shapes are exactly the same size, 175 CG, so no difference in size. You're going to get the same size on both, but obviously you do get those slightly different looks in appearance down by the ball. Black top line, white score lines do look really stylish and nice. I like the fact it's gone back to the black. Both clubs have got the sure fit hosel, so you can change lie and loft independent of each other like the prior model. That hasn't changed, kind of doesn't need to really, it just works. Now for the left-handers out there, TS3 does come in left-handed and right-handed. TS2 right-handed only. That kind of does surprise me, to be honest. 13.5 loft on both, going up to 18 degrees loft in both heads as well, with stops at 15 and 16.5 in both. But obviously again, with the sure fit hosel, you can dial in whatever loft you need for your game. Biggest differences, we'll get out there and test still. Let's get back to Torquay and see what the numbers come out like. Slightly bigger head, maybe a little bit more stable than TS3, TS2, but really this year, not a huge amount in it. So let's start by hitting a little bit with TS3. To me, TS3 doesn't feel too loud. I like the roundness of the shape over TS2 a little bit more, but we'll show you the numbers on that, as well as TS3 up against each other. I would imagine they're going to be relatively close.
Just from the looks of it, I don't think there's going to be a great deal of difference in this. Maybe a few hundred revs of spin.
I'm not sure I'm feeling any difference with the deeper arc, recoil channel.
You're not feeling the difference there?
I mean, the ball speeds, I think it's going to be 1 or 2 mile an hour over a year than it can be in testing 10, 4, 5, 6 shots in an indoor room.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used it out on the course, that club, and I've not noticed really any kind of major difference in how friendly it feels.
Okay.
So how did you feel that you hit that one? What do you think of TS3 off the bat? I like the look.
I love the look. I like the black finish. I like the fact that it's, because I've used the previous 3 model, which is a bit smaller.
Yeah.
And I prefer this bigger look now down at the ball with the fairway wood, definitely.
So if we look at numbers, if you do the pointing for me, Danielson,
yeah.
So where are you spinning?
So I'm spinning at 4,000 on an average.
And me?
You're spinning it just a bit lower, obviously, again.
3.2.
3.2. So pretty good from your point of view. Launch-wise, you're launching it just that fraction lower than me. High balls down. Peak height?
25.
You're at 25 and I'm at 33. Spin, allowing it just to jump up a little bit, probably more on me.
I'll be honest with you as well with my free wood. I'm happy to be a chaser.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
I'm quite happy being a chaser with my driver.
Yeah, well I get that, but for me, I like my free wood to like scuttle on. I'm not landing it on many greens.
Yeah.
And I could chop it up in the air if I needed it to land and stop. At around probably 210, 220 at the most. I want it going 260, 270 with roll, which I don't get very often, but that's what I'm left into par 5s with. So I want it flying around 230 and rolling 30 more.
Yeah.
And what was I carrying? 229?
229, peaking out at 234.
Yeah, which is good numbers for me.
And for me, 231, peaking out at 235.
Well, this is a new Dan, isn't it?
Feels like it.
Yeah. Let's see what TS2 numbers come out like.
Okay.
So TS2, obviously this is the fixed CG one, where TS3 you could move it around if you want.
So first looks down at the ball mark.
It's good, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't lose sleep over either. There's a part of me feeling that I'm going to start TS3 and then end up TS2. Oh, we're fickle, aren't we, as golfers?
We are. Initial feel, as in, are they different? You listening to it, is it different? Doesn't sound different from here?
I can't, it feels like the same club.
Yeah.
It's the shape, isn't it, really, that's doing it. And obviously if you want to dial in to move in centre of gravities and make it more draw fade bias, that one's got all of that, where this is more limited.
Yeah.
I am starting at 3 and I'm putting it out there now. There's a good chance I'll go to 2 at some point.
Okay. And are you expecting to see much of a change in spin from these?
I'm expecting, again, it's a box standard 200-300 revs, I reckon, at best, but let's see. And that's 3 pretty decent to average hits for me.
And are you feeling much difference in that face, as in like the channel?
Nothing really.
Nothing?
It's the same club apart from shape, which might throw up some slightly different heights and launches and spins.
Yeah.
Is all I'm expecting, like, but fractional. So that's my like weak heely flainer a bit more. I'll hit that on the course all day long, never lose it, but I imagine that one's going to be weaker. That's a good data set. I'm looking for. Let's have a look at those in a second.
Yeah. For you.
Yes, Dan.
Why do you think they've really moved away from that the sort of sure fit in the back of this particular head in comparison? You know, from a fitting point of view, I loved the old sort of having that area there to be able to move weight around. Why change it now into this?
Well, I think because you've got 2 heads that are so similar.
Yeah.
You've got the more dial it in one to the not one when they're performing, which we'll see, so similar. The other thing I think as well is that maybe there's plenty of people out there who get a little bamboozled sometimes by all the changeability, and unfortunately that includes some fitters and pros. So simplifying it for the purchasing point of view, I think simplifies the process and makes the club maybe less scary to more people. Yeah. Possibly. That's my voice. I don't know what Titleist would say on that. And also I quite like the clean looks. I mean, there has been talk of some people not liking the driver because they don't like the way the thing comes out at the bottom, the way it affects the look of the sole. Yeah. So I think it's going to be more that this is clean and going to appeal to lots of people. Well, still, we'll see what the numbers are like, given what I can feel is decent performance. look at my TS2 Ts3 to start.
Yeah.
So let's go to obviously what we hit. I'm averaging 230. If you do 230 yards, well, I was 229 with TS3.
Yeah.
Spinning with TS2.
3.4, nearly 3.5 compared to 3.2, 3.3. A couple of hundred revs, which is what we said.
Yeah.
Would be.
Launching.
So you've picked up a couple of degrees in the launch in the TS2 over the TS3. So TS3 is at 9.5, and then you're up to nearly 11.5 in the TS2.
So you can see why I'm saying I might go to TS2, but I want TS3 chase balls.
Yeah.
Got remember this is from the deck, from the tee. I'll be getting that higher on the face.
Yeah.
So it'll be popping up a little higher. But the trouble is when I'm chasing a few, I might leave a few out to the right because I don't feel like I've got enough loft sometimes. Which is where the lower lofted version of TS2 with that slightly high launch, slightly higher average peak height, 30 to 25 yards. Yeah. That's the inner struggle between do I want to play or do I want to max distance the situation, and that's where sometimes you have to play with it to find out how it works. I might chase, you know, a few good shots on par 5 chasing up where I normally wouldn't. I'm going to stick to TS3 and stay there. A few where I just hang it out where I don't want to.
I still think you could chase that up there though.
Still the descent angle
drop
35
off,
to 39, that's what I'm banking on. You see what I mean? That's a skid on to a stopper. Let's have a look at your numbers. Numbers are interesting because you flipped it. So you're 231 carry TS3 you were, but you're now 230 with TS2. So very similar in results at the end, but you actually hit TS3 33 yards peak height, and TS2, which should go higher, went 31. You launched them about the same, 11.8, a fraction lower with TS2, so they're very close. But then you spun TS3 a fraction more, 4,000 to 3.8. So you've actually gone 200 revs the other way. And do you know what this is testament to? Well, I think it's the player.
Okay.
So your deviation possibly is a fraction more with strike when it comes to freewood off the ground. So you are able to flip them over because obviously you just catch one higher on the face, one lower, and you're going to skew. When we're talking about 200 revs in difference, it doesn't take much in a strike for you to have it go the other way. I reckon you're TS3 and you might end up staying TS3.
I think so, yeah.
Because you're actually getting more out of the 3 than the 2, where I'm the other way round. In theory, I'm very similar, but do I want, basically for me, it's do I want chase balls or do I want higher balls? Which, to be honest, until I get on the course and play with it for a few months, I don't know the right answer for that.
I think, for me, overall I'm not too concerned about the look of the TS2 now, now that I've hit it and put it behind the ball and all of that, but definitely the TS3 to me is still a better looking head, as in the shape wise, and I get to play around a little bit more with that little socket in there, don't I? So as I do like to fiddle between tours. Yes indeed. Well, you're right, I mean that's what it plays into. The tinkerers, more amongst us, like to have a tinkering club, where I'm not going to change mine really once I've got it set, but I might change launch characteristics, but I think they're both pretty decent. There we go guys, TS2, TS3 fairways, let me know what you think. Definitely starting with the 3 for me, but I could see the 2 coming in. Definitely the 2 is going to be more stable and definitely I think more of a gaming club for lots of people out there looking for the friendliest. Obviously we've still got the active recoil channel on here, which we've lost off the driver. Tech very similar really. I wasn't seeing any kind of increase in speeds on this one, and to be honest with you, I've got a slightly lower loft, so any of the distance gains I got was coming, I felt, more from that. But you go and test, let me know how you get on with them. I'm loving that they've gone back to black. I'm quite enjoying playing with a slightly different loft. Good chance I'll probably end up going back to TS2 because it's just friendlier. But post comments down below. As always, let me know what you think. TS2, TS3. No daily vlog coming tomorrow, I'm afraid. I did also see Journey student Guy today, doing great. There's a video coming about him soon. I've just got a meeting a long way away tomorrow, so there's a lot of driving, so I probably won't have time to edit. So have a good weekend if I don't see you before. See you all Monday. I say that, I've just remembered I'm going to Ireland next week as well, so, but there will be daily vlogs. I just don't know when they'll come, subject to upload times. And see you soon.